Hi Flosstube, my name is Jennifer. I'm the Calculated Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. Today is August 13th. It is the day before students come back to school. I am a high school math teacher if you're new here, and my husband is a high school science teacher, and so we were at school all last week. Didn't get very much stitching done. I think maybe 2 days I actually stitched on something. I did start some new stuff. So not cross stitch, but I'll get to that. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different. It's a Flosstube slash WIP parade. I did a WIP parade a couple of weeks ago when I promised I was going to, but I could not get it to upload. It kept saying that the video was corrupt. I don't know what that means. So I'm going to film it again. So here we go. So I'm going to start a little differently today. I'm going to start with my purchases, and then I'm just going to do my WIPs in starting with the ones that I have been working on since I've seen you last that I remember. So also, since I've seen you last, I had a child graduate from college. Very excited. She graduated with her math degree. Yay! I'll put a picture right here of us together. So I have 5 children, and she is the only one I think that looks like me. The rest all look like my husband. So it's okay. At least I got one, right? So anyway, we went to her graduation. That was wonderful. She wants to be an actuary. So she has like 10 tests I think she has to take. It's kind of like becoming a CPA. You have to take certain tests to actually become a CPA. Same thing with an actuary. So now she'll settle in and start studying for her tests. She's looking for a job, but she's in Lubbock, and her husband, she's the one also that just got married this summer, and her husband has 1 more year of residency, and so they don't know where they're going to be, forever. So she's kind of at that point where, how do I get a job? I don't know where I'm going to be. So she works at a restaurant. She helped put herself through college, and so she still has that job, but she's looking for another one. So hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. All right, so I'm going to start with some haul. While I was in Lubbock, my daughter and I went shopping one day, and I found this cute little case. This was at Home Goods, and I thought I could do one of those little cute little like stitching cases with it. It looks like this, and then it has a separate one. I haven't pulled it apart, you can tell. It has a separate little case like this. So I think I'm going to decorate this, and I think it's going to be super cute. But I found that at Home Goods, so very excited about that one. And then I'm trying to think if there was anything else I got while I was there. I didn't pull everything out because this video is going to be so long anyway. When I was in Lubbock, I was planning on seeing Kippy, but Kippy got sick, and so I did not get to see her. And Kippy, I hope you feel better. Anyway, so I didn't get to see her to give her her berry bowl basket, but we have some plans on getting together. So hopefully, Kippy, I'm looking at my schedule right now. I looked at it today, and I think I've picked out a time. I'll let you know. All right, so anyway, I have also started a new hobby. I don't think I brought it over here. I've wanted to learn how to knit, and Wendy at the Tinsmith's Wife has been offering to help me, well, for over a year now. So my plan was this summer to go over, but every time I could get over there, she had a shop full of people. Well, she can't just stop, being the shop owner and working, and everybody always has 20 questions for her. So she always said she would sit down and teach me. Well, it just never worked out. Whenever I was there, the shop was always full. She couldn't help me. And so I decided I'm going to go ahead and go pick up yarn and knitting needles, and I would just watch YouTube videos. And so I went over to pick it up, and there was actually nobody in the shop. So she showed me how to cast on, and a knit stitch and a purl stitch, and she gave me a pattern, and I am working on a washcloth right now, and it's coming along. It's cute. I mean, I could show you, but it's over there, so I'll put a picture of it right here. I learned how to do that. Did y'all notice? I was so proud of myself. Okay, I did also pick up some other yarn because I thought it was really pretty. So I got 2 skeins of this blue, and this is for my, when I get good enough at knitting and I can knit a scarf. This is the yarn for scarf, and it says it is Miss Robichaud. It's merino from Argentina, merino wool. Anyway, it's beautiful. And it's blue, and I love blue. So I got that, and I also got a green one to make as a gift for someone once I learn how to knit better. And I also, this is the brand that Wendy had told me to get for the washcloths, and this one makes exactly 1 washcloth with a little bit left, is what Wendy told me. So we're going to see. So I already have 1 red one, but I got another red one and a green one. And I think I got a dark blue one. And then this teal one. I have no idea who I could give this to, but it is a beautiful color. So I thought, what the heck? It looks blue right there, but it's actually a greenish. And then when I was there, I noticed they had like a needle minder that had the Tinsmith's wife on it. So I got that to put on my, what is this called? Needlepoint, my needlepoint, because in cross stitch, I buy needle minders, but I hardly ever use them. I'm always just sticking them in the linen. And on the counted canvas, you can't really do that because, you know, it's canvas. So I'm going to put that on there. So, and what else do I have? Oh, I am a patron of Michelle Rudy, Farm Girl Dry Goods. And so we got our linen. She does linen, I think, every quarter. And this one's called Golden Hour. And I get 40 count linen. And it's beautiful. I love a gold color. So this is what it looks like. Very pretty. And it came with some goodies. So now I can put that in my linen box. She always sends some floss that she thinks will look good on it. And some candy. And then a little paper describing either like how she picked the name or what she thinks it'll look good with, that kind of thing. Okay, put that in my bag. Then from Hollis Hands Creates, I placed an order, and I got, if you have earbuds in, I'm gonna crinkle, so hold on. I hate those things. Okay, I mean everybody does. I got Dirt Track. It's 40 count. It's a fox and rabbit. I got a fat quarter. I don't think I had any of this one, so I went ahead and got a fat quarter of this one. Love the modeling. But that reminds me, I also got, I'm talking to myself, sorry about that. Liberty Games by Erica Michaels. This is one that I had been looking at since it came out. And I had forgotten about it, but I really like this one. I really want to make this drum. So, when did this one come out? 2021. And then I got a pair of scissors that look like the American flag. So pretty, from Dinky Dyes. And then I didn't bring all my quilting. I get a lot of quilting stuff. Fat Quarter Shop, get lots of stuff from Fat Quarter Shop weekly. And Primitive Gatherings, I get a lot of stuff from her also. This one just happened to be in my haul bag, but this is a Fat Quarter Club I belong to through Keepsake Quilting. And I'm in the reproduction, like Civil War reproduction, and so every month I get it. It's the 19th Century Medley of the Month is what it's called. And then they give you like a whole little blurb on it. It's really interesting, history and stuff. So I got that. And then from Kitten Stitcher, I got Stars and Stripes, which I had wanted to pick up when it first came out, and I was too slow. So when she opened her shop back up, I went ahead and picked it up. It's so pretty, isn't it? And this is a collaboration between Teresa and Paulette Stewart, right? Paulette Stewart? Is it Plum Street? Yes, just making sure. And then I got the finishing kit. So, and I think that's all the haul I brought over here. So, all right, so let's move into WIPs because this is going to be a while. I actually have moved all of my WIPs. My WIPs used to be in my bedroom because that's where I stitched. I am sitting in my living room. This is my front door, of course, Texas Star door. And I've moved all my WIPs right here. They're on this bottom shelf. These are all things that I want to start. Well, and antique quilts, but anyway. So I got them all in here thinking, oh, I'll remember about my WIPs then and get them out. I don't, even though they're in the same, I stitch in here now, and I still forget some of the ones I have. When I did the last WIP parade, the one that was corrupt, I was like, oh my gosh, why haven't I stitched on this? Well, I know why, because there's not enough time in the day. And I keep branching out and picking up new hobbies, which is not good. You know what was really sweet, though, I have to tell y'all. So my husband teaches high school math, but he's also the preacher at our church. And when he was preaching today, he was talking about, I can't remember how he brought it up, but it's things that you notice that amaze you. And he brought up my hobbies and how amazed he was at all the things that I knew how to do. Would not have known that he thought that. He doesn't like articulate things like that. So it was very sweet. Side note. All right, so let's get into WIPs. So since I've seen you, I'm going to pull out, this is like a Lori Holt project board that I made years ago. If you want to make, I've mentioned this before on my channel, if you want to make them, there are videos on Fat Quarter Shop's website, YouTube channel, sorry, Fat Quarter. You can buy them pre-made with Lori Holt fabric, and they're made better than, of course, I made mine, I'm sure, but you can order them from the Fat Quarter Shop. But if you want to make your own, because they don't cost as much, then you can, there is a video, I know, on the Fat Quarter Shop YouTube channel, but Lori Holt may have them on her channel also. So this one is just, I just made it, it's a bigger one. I'm just going to use, because there is so much light in here, I think you may not be able to see like through things. You can see that, see, look at all the fabric thread on there. So it's just one that I use. I just grabbed it out of my sewing room. Okay, I feel like I've forgotten to say something, but where's my drink? Because I'm thirsty all of a sudden. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is my Anniversaries of the Heart. And I have it in all of my floss and all of the charts for the whole thing. It's Blackbird Designs. Is housed in that bag. And then, hold on one second. Is that a loose? Oh, that's my thread, which I'm working. All right, so this is my progress so far. And the way that this works out is I'm doing one block per month, which I think is what most people do. Now, I'm not actually getting, one month done a month, but each block represents 1 month. So this is my January block and my February. So this one says Stacy Keeney, that's my husband. So this is his block. Then there was a bonus block with this one, and February is when my grandson was born. So I made this Parker's block, and his name is right up here. I should have brought my clips. It's hard to do sitting on the floor, right here. So this is March's block. This one has my son, and this is my son that got married, and he got married in March. So I need to go back and somehow put their anniversary on there. And then this is April, and so my twins are on here. I can't see, so I hope you can see that. I'm trying to peek around the corner. Here is May, and you can tell, is it in May when I stopped? Well, it has my grandmother right here. I have my grandmother right here. But then in June, I stopped putting the names. I thought, just get the blocks done, come back and do the names. because they're all over one, and you've got to, like, you know, do the spacing and all that. So this is the June block, and so my mom will be in there, my sister, my grandfather will all go right here. Then July, I just finished except for the names, and in July I'll have my husband's, and our anniversary is in July, which I thought was perfect with the two swans right here. And then my daughter just got married in July, so I'll have to put them there. And then my grandmother was born in July, so she'll go there. So that's what's going to go here. And so I just started just at this very tippy top right here, the border, but it's really, I hope you can see because I'm just holding this board up there. It's almost the same color as my linen. I'm going to fold it so I can actually see like this. See, it looks about the same color as the linen, so I'm not sure if I really like that. I'm going to see when I get finished if I like it. If not, I'll rip it out, do a different color. So that's August. So it'd be nice if I could get August done in August. I mean, I started this, I think, in 2019, so it would be good to get it done at some point, right? Where's my, oh, there it is. It's like, where's my bag? Okay, so that's one thing that I've worked on since I've seen you last. Another thing I did was I actually have a start, and I don't think I've shown this to y'all. This is Bluebirds of Happiness. Do I have the right side up? Yes. JBW Bluebirds of Happiness. And this is an exclusive at Keepsake Cross Stitch. See, I have a quilting, Keepsake Quilting and Keepsake Cross Stitch in Findlay, Ohio, right? No, that's not right. Is it in Cincinnati? Or is it just outside of Cincinnati? I don't know. It's, well, most of y'all probably know where it is. If it's not in Cincinnati, I know it's just outside of Cincinnati. Anyway, you know, it's kind of like the suburbs all kind of, you know, morphed together. So you get this from Keepsake Cross Stitch in Ohio. And it's for their anniversary, one of the charts that they're like exclusives. And I loved this one and ordered it. I also ordered the pins. I think they were off of Etsy. Jersey Stitch Girl. I don't know if she still has them, but I ordered them and I stuck them in here. This is how the chart came, so I would not lose them. So they're in here with the chart. So I did start this, and I'm actually stitching this 1/1 on 32 count. And it's an Atomic Ranch. What is it? Freeze by Atomic Ranch. And I have a teeny tiny start. And this was my daughter's graduation day start. So that's why it's so tiny. But so it's 1/1 on 32 count. It's so sweet. She picked out which one I was going to start, and this is the one she picked. So we were actually playing games that evening, and I was trying to stitch while they were playing games. And I did a conversion. I just picked some 103s. So I'll change them if I don't like them as I go along. But anyway, so we were playing games, and I was trying to stitch while they played games, and they were like, no, Mom, play with us. So then I'd start playing, and so I just didn't get much stitching done, which is fine because I got to spend time with my kids, and my son was there with his wife, and anyway, and my other daughter, they're all in Lubbock, all three of them. 2 with spouses, so now I have 5 of them in Lubbock, I guess. And I have Kippy, so that's 6. Okay, so that was a start. This is another one that I worked on, but not very much, but I did work on it, so I'm going to show it to you. It's a Lizzie Kate, and this is Fearless, Love More. It's the Less is More series by Lizzie Kate, and I think there's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them? Is that it? Yes, and I have all 4. So there's Wine Less, Breathe More, Hate Less, Love More, love that one, and Talk Less, Say More. Oh, isn't that good? So it'll be in a long, here, I'll turn it this way. I'm gonna stitch it like this. I really like that. Of course, not in the colors, but I'm stitching mine on 40 count sampler green. And this is how much I have done. Not very much. So I actually worked on this when I was getting a pedicure one day, so with my daughter. So that is another one that I worked on. I was looking for these glasses, so I'm glad I found them. I have two pairs of stitching glasses, if you will. They're a higher magnification than mine. Like these are like 1.25s, what I usually use on most. But if it's like a really high count, then I have to have like, you know, 2.5s or something to see it. Okay. All right. Another whip that I worked on is not cross stitch, but it is red, white, and blue boots. And this is by Laura J. Perrin Designs, right here. This is a counted canvas, a needlepoint. I guess it's the same thing. I don't know. I'm just making up these terms. I just saw it at the Tinsmith's Wife and thought, this would be perfect for my son, so I am stitching it. And this, let me pull my thread to the back. There we go. This, oh, where's my, this is how far I've gotten so far. So I'll hold it back and then I'll come in closer. And you can see, I love this canvas. Doesn't it look like modeled linen? I thought that was great. So, and that's my progress so far. I like stitching on this. It's very easy. So like if I'm really tired, it's very easy to stitch on. Holes are huge. It's just great. So, all right. And these are, you stitch on them with the, what are these called? They're DMC pearl cotton. That's it. So they're thicker, of course. Aren't they pretty though? All right. I think he's going to love that. Then I started, oh, nope. I'm looking. I was going to show my, oh, it's on this side. I was like, where is it? Okay. I started, I don't think I showed this on my channel yet. This is my Colorado cross stitcher. This is my August start something new, like something that's new to you. So I'm doing a Nora Corbett, which is a new designer to me. And this style of cross stitch is very different. This is geranium. This is just my information on the cloth that I'm using. It is 32 count vintage smoky white. So these are my flosses, and I usually don't cut them so long. Look how long they are, because I have to stitch 2 over 2, which is also something that I don't normally do. And this is how far I have gotten. So I need you to let me know how it looks, because I'm not really sure about my stitching. We'll see, right? The X's just look like massive, but it has to be this big for the beads to work, if I understand this correctly. So I really like it. I really, really like it. And it's not something I normally would stitch, and I think that's exciting. So that's another one that I started. Now, I think I said this on the last time I videoed, but not this time. Oh, I have a fan going, so I hope it's not very loud. I guess I'll find out when I watch it back. What was I about to say? Dear me, it's not easy being me. I have no idea. Last time I videoed, I was saying something. It's fine. We're just going to move on. That's good. All right, so another one that I've worked on a little bit, and I showed this before. This is God Bless Texas, and it's by Screen Door Needleworks. And I'm stitching it without the blue bonnet and without the God bless because I have something else in mind. So this is how far I've gotten. And I'm stitching it 1/1 on 28 count cashel linen that I grungied up with Lisa Bonjean's walnut spray that she has. So this is how far I've gotten. So very excited about that. I really need to finish that one. You'll find me saying that a lot. It's not good. All right, so now I'm just going to start pulling stuff out of the basket, and if I've worked on it since I've last seen you, I'll let you know, and if not, then that's fine. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I knew there was something. So in my last video, I talked about how I have been creating multiple spreadsheets for my projects, and so I've always had one that was color coded, like if it's kitted, if it's a WIP, if it's just a chart, that kind of thing. I wanted it actually split so that all the like I do want them all together, but I want all the kitted ones then on their own, and one with all of the WIPs on their own. So I've been working on that, and so I was pleasantly surprised that I only had like 70 something WIPs. I was really surprised. I thought it would be well over 100. So this was the start for my daughter's wedding. Then I got home, hated it, ripped it out, and so all I have right now is I just tacked it into the fabric. I'll show it to you, but I started this on her wedding day, and this is the name of it, Black Work. I'm not even going to because I'm not sure how to say that. And the designer is the Sweetheart Tree, which I thought was perfect for a wedding sampler. And so this one is just really sweet, and it's black work, so it's a lot of straight stitches, back stitches, whatever, and I was not doing it justice, so I stopped. I'm stitching it on 40 count Muddy Duck by Tabby Cat, and I am using classic Colorworks Belle Soie Cream de Mint. And all I have now, since I ripped it out, is the little pin stitch. That's it. So I took all of it out. So there's really nothing to see. So I don't know if you can really count this as a WIP. It is on my WIP list though. I just need to watch some videos on black work before I get back to it, because I really don't do a lot of backstitch or anything where I feel like I'm really comfortable with it. So, okay, that's in my, these are in my, this is my basket that I keep. These are the ones that, so I can grab quickly. The others are in baskets off to the side, but so the ones that I'm working on or want to work on, I try to keep in this basket. So, this is Brick House Sampler, and I'm pretty sure I just showed this to y'all. It's the one I started over 2 and then changed to over 1. I'm using a color conversion by Jen Stitching Niche, Jen Reagan, and it's just DMC colors. They're beautiful. I love it. I just need time to work on it, and it's on Mushroom Lagana. I'm stitching it 1/1. I didn't say that either. So here's, and there is a mistake on the bird, and that's why it stopped it originally. I'm pretty sure I started this in 2019. So, I mean, I could look, it's probably in the bag, but this video will be forever if I do this. This is my Praiseworthy Stitches Simple Gifts Courage. This is a SAL that was started by Pam, Just Keep Stitching, and it was for the anniversary of her diagnosis with breast cancer. And so she started as Sal, and I'm doing this in memory of my father, who I lost to cancer. And I put it back in the thing. I am using a gray, I think that one's lung cancer, and a white, which I think is brain cancer, unless I had those backwards. It's in the chart. And then this, I wanted to pop a color, and I thought this was beautiful. And this is head and neck cancer, and so I thought that was perfect. So these are Bellswall Silks Noir, yeah, Sea Breeze, and this is Cranberry. So I'm using those, and I don't know what linen it's on. It's one of those where I took the papers off. I have 4 papers. I have to figure out to which linens they belong, but it's kind of a, I don't want to say purple, but it reads that way for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, this is how far I've gotten, and I'm just deciding as I go along. Oh wait, it goes like this. Yeah, because this is a crown. I'm just deciding as I go along what color to stitch what. So I need to get back to this. The problem is I don't want to put all these initials in here, so I'm trying to decide what to put in there. I mean, I'll put his initials, but I don't know what else I'll put. Anyway, so that is my progress on Simple Gifts, Courage. The next one I have in my, I want to work on it, is, I've been showing this for years. This is Kanicki's Amazing Grace, the Little White Church, and the linen is printed, the song, like the music of it is printed on the linen, and so you're just stitching this part. And I'm stitching on the church. You can get this chart, well, I'm assuming, I haven't been on their website in years, but I should. This is all their information down here, and you can purchase the chart and the linen from them. And the thing is that the linen, they didn't have like, well, and I bought it back when I didn't know what I was going to like stitching on. I think this is a 32 count, I want to say. And so this is what it looks like. Just so you can see the music. So that's what it looks like. You can see the music, and there's a stressing. And then I'll show you what I've actually stitched on it, which is just right here. It's really pretty. So that one is in my basket close to my chair because I really would like to work on this one. When I did the last video, I sat there and picked out the ones that I really need or want to work on, and that was one of the ones I really would like to see finished and on my wall. This one is Flanders Fields, and I don't have the outside cover of it. It's the Biscornu with the Poppies by Heartstring Samplery. I don't know what I did with the cover, but I finished the top of it for my mother like 2 years ago for Christmas, and I said, oh, I'll get the bottom done, and I still haven't finished it. So this is where I am. That's it. And it's going to have 4 of these, and so it's not a lot of stitching on the bottom. The bottom is just like this is repeated 4 times. So that's why I put this one in here, because this one has got to, I told myself this one has to be done before Christmas this year, because I want to finish it for her. This is in a cute project. It was one of the first project bags I ever made. Isn't it cute? So anyway, that's why this one's in the basket. And you know what? I put it in here. When did I film that? 2 weeks ago. I still haven't worked on it because I forget that it's in there. It's fine. I don't know what I don't know what, not process, but what I could do better, that I would remember what I have. I mean, I have it on spreadsheets. I have it. I just don't ever look. Anyway, it's fine. Just talking to myself. This one is Kind and True, and this is by With My Needle, and I love this, and I probably would have had it already finished, except I ran into the problem that these two blues, like in the birds right there, I have the called for silks, and they look exactly the same on my linen. There's not a delineation between the dark and the light of the breast. So, and I just went to the Tinsmith's Wife and I forgot all about this. So I needed to change it out. So here, I'll show you the two blues. Chester's blue, which is a gorgeous blue. And then the other blue is Mare blue, which to me, in person, I mean, they look differently, but they're not a lot different. So I need more of a difference. So I don't know if it's a dye lot or if it's my linen, especially that it doesn't show up on. So I can show you where I am. I think this is one that is the linen. That's one of the papers that are up there, because it's ones that I've just been working on. And this one is so pretty. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And you can tell I stopped on the birds right there. But I really like stitching on this one too. Chart is wonderful. Everything about it is just wonderful. I just have to get that blue. I need to write that down because I'll keep forgetting. Next one. Ooh. This one is Love Abide. I started this one when Liz and Shelly started it on Antique Needleworkers. If you don't watch them, you really need to. This one is by Lottie Da. I'm not doing the letters down here, so I just need to do the grass, and I think I've done this house and this house. I'm on this tree. I just started the trunk of the tree. So I don't even know if I'll put this. I really like this sentiment, but I really like the way this looks. And add a few more birds, or just keep the birds out totally. I really just, it's so pretty. Okay, anyway, this one is kitted up with the called for floss that has just been thrown in here haphazardly. It's the way I roll these days, I guess. And it's on a scroll rod, so it's actually over here. One moment while I look through my scroll rods. I pulled them all out. Here we go. Hold on. The problem with my scroll rods is that I use magnets. Just a second. Okay. I use magnets to hold the sides taut, and so they stick to each other. Kind of made a mess. Okay, let me put the thing behind it. And this is how far I've gotten. It's not tight because it's just been, you can tell I started with it in a hoop and then didn't like it, so I moved it. And this is the tree right here. So, and this is not all the grass. I just did a couple of rows. I was just moving across. I'll come back and add grass as I go. It's really pretty. That one I love too. I mean, I love them all. That's why I have them, right? Okay. So that's another one that's in this basket. And then this one is, let's make sure I didn't show the chart, is on Achievement. I really like this one. It says, except the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain that build it. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. Love everything about this. So this one, somebody showed, I can't remember where it was, and so I hunted it down. I found it on the secondary market. Was not expensive at all. And it also is on a scroll rod. So I just have to find it. Not that one. Oh, it's this one. It's not on a scroll rod. It actually is smaller than I thought because that's why I haven't taken the Q-snaps off, because it actually fits within this area. So I actually think it goes like this. I'd have to look at the chart. So this is my progress, and I'm stitching it on 46 counts. Okay, one more that's in this basket, and this one is if I would just get the frogging over, I probably would jump back into this one. But this one is Hello from Liz Matthews, Bower Birds. And this is the one that when it came out, I've talked about it on my channel before. I just knew that it had to be done in green. It was going to be beautiful, and it is beautiful. But I did like 3 rows, and I just started the border down here thinking I was finished. I still have no idea what I was thinking. Luckily, one of my viewers was like, Jennifer, that's not right. So this is how much I've gotten done, and you can see just 3. So I need to rip this out and stitch it down here. So, but it is so pretty. It is so pretty. So I want to see some progress on this one. That's why I put it in here. I'm stitching this one on 40 count pine green, and I'm using coloring cotton, and it says natural cotton. That's just what it says. So that's what I'm using. Okay. So those are all the ones that are in my basket, other than the ones that I've been working on. So I'm going to pause this, put these back in the basket, get them out of the way, and pull out another basket. So be right back. Okay. Anyway, sorry about my hair. It's very humid here and makes me kind of get fuzzy. All right, so I was going to show you. These are some other baskets. These are smalls in this basket right here that are in progress, and then bigger ones back here. This is another project I want to start. That's just something else. It's counted canvas also, but I can't until I finish. Then the rest of my whips are down here. Now all of these are not whips, just to right about here. And those over there are kitted projects. So I'm going to go to the next basket. Hold on. Let me get you settled. I think I'm crooked. I just have you sitting on my ottoman, so we're going to see how this goes. All right, so let's look at the little basket here. My spool that I showed in. Okay, so this is my basket of smalls. I thought that would make me work on smalls more. I have the hardest time working on smalls, and you know, this was going to be my summer of smalls, and did I do it? No, I didn't. I hardly stitched at all, and I never do during the summer, so I don't know why I think I'm going to. But I thought if I put my smalls in one basket, I would just pick one up every once in a while. So the first small is Luminous Fiber Arts. This is Boo Hoo. I'm not a Halloween person, but I'm telling you, Misty, as cute as her little things are, she's probably the only person that could get me to stitch Halloween. I like retro Halloween. I just don't decorate in it. I decorate for fall, so it just makes decorating easier. So I actually did start this with the called for floss, and I just had a teeny, like it was like a spur of the moment kind of thing. I just really wanted to start it, and it was on a piece of scrap something, and so that's as far as I've gotten, but it's so cute. I can't find my floss, so I don't know if I put them back. I hang my floss. I have them on curtain rods down one hallway that doesn't get any light at all, and so anyway, I probably just put them back. I guess I need to get them out because it's, you know, going to be fall one day, I hope. Okay. Then the next one, it's another Luminous Fiber Arts. I think I have 2 in here. And this one is, I would have had finished a long time ago. This is Cardinal Noel. But I've hit a snag in the white, and I've talked about this before, and I don't know what the solution is. I'm actually stitching this on an Ada. I can't remember what Ada. Hold on. Here we go. 18 count mint green, and I started this one in May of 2020. So I wanted to try the mint green, and I think it's beautiful, but I just don't think the white pops very well. But I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, Jennifer, just forget it. I'm just gonna go through. But maybe if I changed it to an off-white or a cream, I don't know if that would help. So I kind of stalled on it because there is a lot of white in the name. I mean, I guess I could outline it, but I don't know how that would look. Maybe I will. I don't know, but I really would like to get this one done because it's on Ada, and I never stitched on Ada, and I was very proud of myself for that, for trying it. Then in the same bag, I also have Savor Every Stitch, also by Misty at Lumen's Fiber Arts. So sweet. And this one I'm stitching on 32 count sapphire, and I'm stitching it 1 over 1. Well, hold on, that was my Ada. Oh, here it is. So that's how far I've gotten. It's really cute. So those are my, I swear if the sound doesn't work because of this fan or something, I'm not filming this again. We're just gonna go with it. So those two are in my smalls basket. Then this is from the retreat I went to, Quilter Station. They had their first, what do they call it? Stitchers Extravaganza. It was the very first one I went to. Chessie and me, this was the project that Linda gave us. It's called Acorn and Crowns. This one I know she's released since then, and I started on this right here because we had made the house while we were there. Like, we had painted it and distressed it and everything. So, and it's almost finished. I just need to, you know how that goes. So this is how far, and this is just whatever was given to us in the kit. So I'm sure it's the called for, and that's for the house, the roof of the house. Maybe I could do small September or something. Of course, you know, it's sampler September, but for me every month is samplers. So the next small is from the same retreat. This one is Beth Twist, and this one I know has been released. This one is Flowers for Bees. It's really cute. And she gave us, I think it was 32 count. I tried stitching on it, like, because I was doing it. All of this was done at the retreat. I haven't touched it since then. Anyway, so I was like, well, how about if I stitch it over 1? My mom was like, well, whatever. She went with me. Look how cute. So this is over 1 on 32 count. And look at that bee. Isn't he just adorable? I think I need to outline his wings also. So I have that one. And of course it came with all the finishing supplies. Like, she gave us all the, it's complete. Just gotta finish the stitching. Then I have a thing for needle books and pin cushions. Those are just my favorite. My mom always makes me needle books and pin cushions. I have them everywhere, just love them. And so this one is actually a journal cover, but I wanted to make it into a pin book somehow. I just don't know how. Isn't this one neat? The Song of Solomon looks like. So this one is on 40 count Weeks Dye Works linen, so I guess it's just the color linen. And this is as much as I've gotten. Then the next one, this one is the Snapshot series, and this one's by Pine Mountain Designs, and this is July's. This is the only one that I own. I just really thought this one was so sweet, and I thought it would look cute on my shelf. So I have it kitted with the called for floss, and this is I don't know what this is. Let me see if I have it on the tag. Yes, I do. 40 count unknown linen. 40 count unknown linen. So here is what I have finished. So that's my progress on that one. This one is one that I'm hoping to get out this fall. This is his or her Thanksgiving stockings by Plum Street Samplers, and I didn't realize how tiny these are. These are super tiny, and I started on the hers, I'm pretty sure. And so I have this, it's funny, on a huge piece of linen. It's on 40 count vintage overcast by Lakeside. So I should have plenty left over of this, because here's, isn't that beautiful? This linen, it looks so good on this linen, but look how tiny it is. So I'd like to have these done for this fall. Although here it's still over 100 degrees, so I don't know if fall's ever gonna come. The next one is Luminous Fiber Arts, and this one is a Cardinal's Carol. This one I'm stitching on 40 count soft porcelain, which is actually dyed by Misty. And this is how far I've gotten. Oh, this reminds me, I've got to get my ornaments for my grandson and my, well, his cousin, who I make one for also. She's so sweet. I tell her I'm her adopted grandmother, since I only have one grandchild. She gets to be mine too. I need to make their ornaments for this year. I need to write that down or I'm going to forget. So the next one is the 12 Berries of Christmas by Erica Michaels. I'm doing the first one, but I'm looking for the outside cover. Here it is. So this one is days 1, 2, and 3. And I wish I would have started on one of the other ones that doesn't have as much stitching. This one is deceptively stitch full. Stitch full. So I think I'm doing it on 35 count mocha. I think that's what it's called for. And so this is how far I've gotten. It's really pretty. It's a weird count to me, I think, and that's why I stopped stitching on it. Let's see. There's mints in here. Okay, this one, I own all of the Blackbird Design stockings, one for each month, and this one is the one for February. And I think I finished this one, and I've started on this one. So then, oh, you can see them better back here. So I'm working on this one, if I remember correctly. I finished this one, and so then I still have this one to do. I would like to have all these done one day. This is a 20, I don't know, this is something I dyed. Looks like it's 28 count, and I dyed it. It's really, so you know I started this a long time ago. So here's this one, and this is how far I've gotten with this one. I think that's actually upside down because I did the toe, if I remember correctly. I don't know, it doesn't matter. There's so little on there that you can't tell which one it is without looking at the pattern. So that's one that I would like to have all of them done one day. The next one is a Blackbird Designs, this one, and it's called Sweetheart Pincushion. It's in the book My Dear Hearts, and the cover looks like this. I am stitching mine on 36 count Tango Edinburgh, and maybe that's why I don't like it, because it's 36 count, but I still don't like the way the stitches look now. Oh, they're just so ugly. I've ripped it out like 4 or 5 times, so I just need to stitch it and be okay with it. But I love the color of this. I'm stitching it with Classic Colorworks Mariner's Compass and Lighthouse. I don't know if those are the called for, but that's the one. I also bought some Sulky that I have some drawers right here that I keep my 103s and some Sulkies that I have, and I thought I would start it over with those, and maybe I'd like it better since it's on 36 count. Okay, or now that I have some practice, a little bit of practice with over 2 over 2, maybe I could do that. This one is the Philanthropic Pumpkin. This was a fundraiser by Hands On Design for Special Olympics, and so I bought it. It came as a kit with all the things, and this one I'm almost finished with it, and I'm determined that I will have it fully finished for this fall. So this is where I am. So all I have left, where's my picture? Yes, there are leaves. So there will be leaves in between here. So I have 4 sets of leaves and then 2 more sets of birds right here, and finish this bird. I think I made a counting error somewhere, but I think it'll be okay. I don't think you'll be able to tell. Hope not. It's in this cute bag. All right. So those are my smalls that I have in my smalls basket. So I'm going to pause you and I'm going to put them back in the basket. Okie dokie. Yes. Okay. We are videoing. So the next one I have in here, and it's all kitted up into baggies. And this is the Erica Michaels sampler book, and I saw this when I first started stitching, and I thought, oh sure, Jennifer, you can do that, go ahead, jump right into it. And it's all because of Jen Reagan from Jen Stitching Knit, who she finished hers, and it's amazing. So I got mine all put into little bags like this with the chart, because I went on to 1 2 3 Stitch and just bought little pieces of, I think they're all 32 count, it's what it's called for. And so you stitch, and I have the called for the floss and everything, and some of them I have started. I'm looking on here to see if this is one of them. Like crazy linen, nothing like I would ever order today, but I'm going to do this. And so you can see some of them I've already started, where you do the stitching for the holes where you put it together. And you can kind of see the outline that I've stitched right here. It's really difficult. I tried to match the linen, and I did a good job. It's sparkly. I'm stitched sparkly linen. So that's the reason. Can you see the sparkle here? Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Oh, you can see the stitching right there. It's just the outline, and then, anyway. I started this a long time ago. And if I started it today, I would pick different fabric. But I have that already, and I really want to finish it because it's really, really cool. So if you've never looked at it, go online and look at it. Okay. So these are all, I did sizes by, if at least one of the dimensions was less than 100, I called it a small, which technically I guess is not really accurate, because you could have something that's 40 by 400 and that's still not very small, but that's just how I did mine. And so these are in my bigger sized category, so over 100. At least one side is over 100. This is one that every summer I say is going to be a focus, and I never do it. This one is Rosewood Manor, and it's the first Rosewood Manor I ever started, and I started it like less than a month. I jumped into stitching and saw this on Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts, was stitching it. And I think it was her birthday start. I can't remember. Whatever year I started stitching, she started it. And I was like, I've got to do this. So this is American Flag Quilt Sampler. And this one, probably not the best for a newbie stitcher to start. It's not like it's difficult, but it's just, it's a little intense. So, and I've shown this before, and I love it, and I would like to finish it, but it's one of those that takes a lot of concentration because it has fractional stitches. And I've already cut all of these in the blue part. So, and then I just came down here because I wanted to start on a different part other than those. So that's where I am. But it's one that you need hours and hours in a row to work on, and with my schedule it doesn't usually happen. So every summer I think this is going to be the summer where I have a whole lot of time to stitch, and I haven't had one yet. But I will have this finished one day. Just it's going to be a long time from now. So I keep that one out like it's going to get worked on one time. So that is one of my larger projects. Then this one is another one. These two were just short of making the basket because it was already full. This is one I started I started the quarantine Quaker Sal when we first started in with COVID. I'm trying to find the front page. This one is actually from Antique Needle Quarterly. Hold on. Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly magazine. And so I have the DVD, CD, whatever you call it. It's not, I don't know what it is. Anyway, CD, I guess. And so this is on that CD, and you can buy it, and it has all of the issues from, but anyway, so this was, I started this, and the thing is I hadn't been stitching for a whole heck of a lot. I mean, a year, I guess. And so I bought 46 count to stitch this on. And so it was the first time I ever tried 46 count. And so I started and I was like, oh, maybe not. And now 46 count, I love it. I just need to get it pulled back out. And I only stitched like a little bit right here on the little curly cues. I thought, oh, we're going to have time, you know, we're on quarantine. We didn't. We went back to school. So I never really had as much time as others had who, you know, were at home and whatever. So that's okay. It's all good, all good. And I'm using, I think it's the called for. It's NPI 588. It's a very, very dark brown, chocolatey. So pretty. It also calls for a white color, cream color. I have, you know, well, I've only stitched, you know, 10 stitches on it. Of course, I haven't gotten to it, but, oh, and this is, I put it on here. I thought this was pretty. Until I learned silks you really shouldn't have on things like this, but it's not like I've used it that much. They've just been sitting there. I have an I Love Lucy needle minder. Do love I Love Lucy. Oh, this is how far I've gotten right here. So I didn't have very much confidence in my stitching, so I wasn't sure if this was good, if it was bad. So I told myself to stop and wait and see. Now it's been 3 years and I haven't even touched it. So those are both two that I would really like to work on. But this basket, I haven't gotten into here yet. This basket is ones that are the ones that are at the front of the ones I want to do, kind of a thing, if that makes sense. This one I put there just because it's one of the first things I started stitching. In fact, it may have been the first thing. No, it was the second thing I started. So this is the Sampler Company by Brenda Keys, and it's a multiplication chart. So of course I love it. And it has the cute little scene down here that looks like a little school. Super cute. So I started it on 28 count 1/1 because I knew even when I started it at the very beginning that the X's looked too big. And so I thought, well, how about if I just do it 1/1? So that's what I'm doing. So that's how far I've gotten. Not very far. This one and the chocolate brown one that I started during quarantine are both ones that I think would be great, you know, the put one strand of floss in, but usually all I ever get is just one strand of floss some days. So it's so funny because Wendy, I text her something one night, and she texted me back at like 3:15 in the morning. So when I woke up and read it, I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then I wrote, what in the world were you doing up at 3:15 in the morning? And she gets up early just to stitch. I'd rather sleep. I mean, I love stitching, but I'd rather sleep. I was looking to see if my husband was in there. He's been walking in and out. Okay, the next one. This is one that I was on a roll and then I stopped, and I'll show you why. I've told y'all before if you've been with me. This is When Thou Art Rich by Hands Across the Sea. It's beautiful. It's a band sampler. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I am right here where the words are. So then I have a few little places that I have to add stuff, but love this sampler. It's just amazing. And it's on a, hold on one second. It's on a scroll rod. This one got stalled because of the queen stitch, and I got into the workshop in May in Cincinnati. So excited. And Nicola's going to be there, and one of the stitches she said that we're going to work on is the queen stitch. So hallelujah, I'm going to take this, and she's going to cringe when she sees my queen stitch. I just know it. But I kind of have a feeling I probably should rip it out. So this is how far, let me hold it back. And so here are the words. And here, these are like little tiny over one eyelet stitches. And then all the satin stitches, these are my first satin stitches I've ever done. This little row right here, it's like a light pink satin stitch. This is the queen stitch. And to me, my queen stitch looks just like a bunch of scratch. Like it has no pattern or anything to it. So it's so sad. I do love this satin stitch right here. Isn't that pretty? So it's beautiful, but that queen stitch, that's when I was like, nope, I can't do it, because there's another row of it right here. And it just doesn't look like anything. It just looks like, it looks like a hot mess. I don't know. So that's why I got sidetracked on that one. Because I was really on a roll with that one, and then hit the wall. Use a running term. Okay, this one is a sampler that there's 2 or 3 that I just really want to work on. This is the Ann Rayner sampler. It's really pretty. I love it. I love the grass. This one I have, I think this, is this the one? I can't remember if I'm using Paulette Stewart's conversion. And this one I just started because I wanted to say I started it. It's not really a, you know. And this one is on, look at this. This is so sad. So I did the math, but look, I have a chunk of it cut out right here. This is a 40 count Mayflower. It's a huge piece. And I just have this Is that the front or the back? Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. So that's my start. Like I said, I just wanted to say I started it, so I don't know why, but I did. I'd rather have all of them started and not have any that are just kitted, and I have no idea why. Just strange that way. So that is one that I would like to work on. So that's why it's sitting out here. This next one, I think I may pull this one into my basket because this one does make me happy. It's just that I forget I have it sometimes. This is the Hannah Pepper sampler, and it's in Fine Lines magazines. It's like 4 different issues. And Ellen Chester has been so kind. She sent me notes. She stitched it. And so there's a couple of things that I think I'm going to have to pull out because I like her notes and I had already stitched part of it. But these are the DMCs for which it calls. And I'm not sure. There's a couple more down there. I'm not sure. This is on a yard of, because if you have been with me, I started it on a piece according to what the dimensions were in the first issue. The dimensions are wrong in the first issue because I got over and I'm like, this is not going to be big enough. So, and it was on a half a yard and it wasn't going to be big enough. So I'm doing mine. This is on a full yard of Duxbury linen. And so this is how far I've gotten. It's so pretty. Hold on. All right. So this is how far. So this is where it goes to over here, and this is where it goes to over here. So I'm going to zoom in here. So there's, and then this is the corner that I've done the most on. Let me see if I can see. Hopefully you can see. I'm just going to hold it there. It's really pretty. It's a big, big sampler. I know Teresa Vanette also stitched this one. I think she finished. So I'm making a big old mess. It is really like a sheet. A yard of linen. A yard of linen is a lot of linen. All right. So that's Hannah Pepper. I really would like to put her in the basket by my chair. She got moved. Okay, I also have a bunch of things I want to start, so, you know. All right, this one is one that I don't like the count of linen that it's on, and so I never want to stitch on it, but I just need to finish it. This is Martha Davies sampler, and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful sampler. It's by Chessie and Me. I love it. I love this sampler. I don't like the linen that I picked, and it's like I won't give it up. It's like I won't just restart it. Oh, no, no, no. I'm making myself stitch it on this linen. It's on 36 count, and 36 count is just a difficult linen for me. So this is how far it's on, what is this? Legacy linen. So this is how far I've gotten, and I just need to finish it, you know. I mean, it's really pretty. It's just the stitch, I don't know. I'm telling you, 36 count is difficult for me. Okay. I was just looking at what that was. The next one is a Hello from Liz Matthews. This one I think about. I'll be stitching something else and I'll think about this one. But I won't let myself do this one until I fix bowerbirds. I don't know. This one is my home in the garden. This one is the one that I started with my sweet friend Rose, and the colors are amazing. I never would have thought, looking at this, that it would be as beautiful as it is. And so I'm doing mine on 40 count Fog Picture This Plus, and I'm using all of the silks, all the Glorianas. Look at those colors. It's so pretty. And it's on a huge piece of linen that, how big is this piece of linen? This must be a fat half. Yeah. So one day it'll get cut. Look at this. It's so pretty. I just think about it sometimes, how beautiful the colors are. Oh, it's so pretty. If I was Steph, I'd say, oh, I love it so much. So beautiful. See, I get lost in just looking at it. Okay, so this is another one. This one I never forget about. I'm always thinking about this one. So some of these that are in here, I love them, but I just forget about them sometimes. This one, always on my mind. Trying to get it all back in the bag so I don't lose anything. Okay. The next one is Shakespeare's Peddler, Jane Pattison, and this one is one that I started with when my mom and I went to the Silver Needle to see Teresa Vanette, Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler. It was amazing. So I already had it kitted, and I had kitted with the wools, and it was my first time to stitch with wool. I didn't do a whole lot, of course, because, you know, I was busy looking at all the other things. But it is beautiful. I just love this. I love the wool. It's so pretty. So this one, I'm stitching on 32 count apple brown because it's wool, and Teresa said 32 count would be fine, so I said okay. I started it in 2019 in Oklahoma, and these are my wools, and these are the Gentle Arts wools. Really beautiful. And I have, these are the extra skeins because you need more than one of some. So, but these are my working ring. And then this is my progress. And I'll tell you, I don't even mind the 32 count because of this wool. It's just really pretty. The X's are a little big, but you don't even notice it with the wool. I just really like this one too. So it's in my I'd like to stitch it soon basket. Okay. This one is Long Dog Samplers, Hoity Toity. If you have not seen Kindred Stitcher, if you have not seen her finish of this, you really need to go look. It's stunning. I'm stitching mine 1/1 with the DMC on 28 counts. It's just like the 28 count from Hobby Lobby, and this is how far I've gotten. So this is halfway. If you look right here, that's this part right here. Ow, oh, my shoulder. I was trying to get over to the corner so I could sew it right there, see, and then I just need to finish right here. And that's as wide as it's going to be. So it's going to be really narrow just because I'm doing it over one. It's so pretty. I do enjoy over one. That's my favorite. If I could only pick one, I would pick over one. Okay, I just like the look of it. The next one is a Northumberland sampler. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking through these are all in the Amazon bags. So I'm trying to read it through the bag. I think it's a Northumberland. Yes, this is the one. Is this the one? Pretty sure. Pretty sure this is the one that I started. This is Sarah Marple by Northumberland Sampler House. I started this one my son's senior year during tennis, and that's what I worked on at his tennis matches. And I got the entire border done all the way around, and then I started working on the inside because I told myself, he advanced to state. I told myself I had to have the border finished before state. So I finished the border and started on here, and then he blew out his knee when he was playing in the senior versus staff basketball game. Had to have surgery, totally repair all of it. He tore everything, his ACL, his MCL, his meniscus, and there's another CL, and all of them. So he got them all fixed, and he's fine now. But he had to miss state. But this is how far I had gotten on this one. Let me find the top. There's the top. So I have the whole border. I'll hold it back. And then I started up at the top right here. And then once he hurt his knee, I stopped working on it. Like, because it was, you know, my tennis for him, and then tennis stopped for him, and then I was sad for him. And anyway, I need to get it finished because it's beautiful, and I've done the whole border, you know, and it matched, and that's a miracle in itself. So that one is Sarah Marple, and so it sits in my Please Get To Me basket. The next one is Kringles by Little House Needleworks. This one is beautiful. If you don't watch, hold on. I just watched her today. Let me think about what, she starts with a D. I've lost her. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. My husband's in the kitchen, and I stopped it, and I said, oh, I can't think of this lady's name. And he was like, are you asking me? I was like, no, I'm not asking you. Dina, half stitch, cross stitch. I knew if I talked it out, I would get it. If you do not watch Dina, half stitch, cross stitch, I love how she does her videos. She does them like in a vlog style. So she videos once a night when she's finished stitching. Wonderful stuff. She just finished this, and it was beautiful. So this one I started and I restarted it twice. Didn't like the fabric, so I think I've gotten a fabric now that I enjoy. And so I got the thread pack from Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know if they still have it. And I'm stitching mine on, at first I bought the fabric that they had, but I did not like it. So I'm doing mine on 46 platinum. And I always have a working thread. And if that bothers you, I'm very sorry, but that's just how I work. So I'm just in this very bottom. I decided to start at the bottom. Yeah, this one. I started right here. I'm starting at the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up. Well, first I'm going to work my way across and then up. But I'm in the sweet shop right here. And so this, and I think this platinum looks great with the black. So 46 count platinum. And that's how far I've gotten. Super cute. I am not delusional. I do not think I will have this done by this Christmas. I know better. It would be nice if it was done next Christmas, but we'll see. This one is one that I was doing with a stitch along with my friend Kippy, the academic stitcher, but of course she finished hers because she does everything so quickly. This is Christmas Garden, and we started this together, and we both wanted to choose our own floss. So she chose her floss, I chose mine. I think she chose something that she had never stitched with before, and so did I. I chose Cottage Garden threads. They are amazing. I love these threads. Like, they are one of my favorites, honestly. favorite cotton threads with which to stitch. And so I did a color conversion. This is actually in the booklet Home for the Holidays. I have stitched the piece with the cardinal. 'Tis the Season. I've stitched this. It's framed, and it actually stays up all year long in my bedroom because I love it so much. I think it's the first thing I ever had framed. This one or Sally Spencer, I can't remember. I've also stitched, there are these stockings. I think I finished one and started on the next one. I would like to have those done one day. Anyway, so, but this is what I was stitching with Kippy. This is another one I really should pull to the front. So, nope, those are for the stockings. I was reading that's the wrong one. Let's look at this one. Here we go. So I chose, this is Marigold for my light gold, Dandelion for the dark gold into brown. This is Hugs and Kisses. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then this is Ivy, and this is my green. Now, I know that the way that they do these, you can just pull them off and leave them twisted, whatever. But I like mine done this way. So it's just how I redo theirs. And this is just some bling that I made myself. I just took a picture of my stitching and made a charm. And so this is like the card. This is what I keep in my bag. So I have this, and then this just sits out so I don't have to be flipping back and forth in my chart if this is not on the page where my chart is. So that's what I keep. So I'm stitching mine on 28 count marbled bunny, and I'm stitching it 1/1, and I think it is gorgeous. So this is how far I've gotten. This one, I'll start working on it again. And Kippy, when I come up, I'm going to bring this and I'm going to work on it also. So pretty. So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. But if you look at it, because I keep thinking, oh, look, I have so much done. No, I don't. I have this done right here. That's not even a fourth of it. So it's fine. And I kind of thought about not even stitching this part. I may see if I can just figure out how to do, or maybe I'll just have the borders be different. I don't know. I have to play with it. But I kind of would like to leave that part off. I like it like that. And it looks more square. Anyway. Okay. Let me put that one away. I have one more that's in my Stitch Me Soon basket. Oh, here are my, these are my stockings. And I stitched them on, I think it's like 35 count or something. It's super stiff. It's so stiff. But I started them a long time ago. So here's the A, B, C, D, E, F one. And then this is the beginning of the second one. That's as far as I've gotten on that. Okay, one more. Oh no, I have two more because I have to show you one that I'm going to restart. Oh, let's see. My legs, too old to be sitting on the floor. This one, I had a sweet lady send it to me. It's been re-released now. This is Blackbird Designs Birds of a Feather by Blackbird Designs. So this one is so pretty. Love it. I have it all kitted up with NPI. I'm assuming it's the called for. I'll look and see. And do I have the... This is as far as I've gotten. And I think I got so bored with the brown because I tried to make myself do all the brown and then come back. I should just go ahead and put some color in and I would like it better then. So It's really pretty. Okay, one more. This one is back here. So this is in my, I never can get a Tiger Lily Designs, I don't know what she calls these, project keepers. So I decided to make my own. So I just kind of messed around with it and so I quilted it. And this is the Stitchy Bird fabric by Teresa Kogut. So that's what this is. And so I did mine. I've shown it before. I'll make sure there's nothing in here. These are the Vicky Clayton silks for this project. And I just made it so that they would stick in there. And I have one missing. It's right down here. Okay, this is My Beloved. No, it's just Beloved. My Beloved was the needle case. Sorry. This is Beloved, and this is running with needles and scissors. Scissors and needles. I think it's needles and scissors. And I love this one. And I started it. I wanted it with the needle and flax fabric, and I could not get it. So my sweet friend Shelly sent me 36 count. And I started it. Let me show you where I am. So this is how far I've gotten. I can't stitch on 36 count. So I'm going to pull all this out and I'm going to give the linen back to Shelly. And because it's beautiful linen. It's needle and flax linen. So I'm going to mail this back to her, and I thank her very much for sending it to me, but I can't. It's just, my stitches don't look right, and I don't know why. I don't know what I do wrong, but it's fine. But on Instagram, I saw a post, and the lady had used like a bluish green background, like a dark one, and it was amazing. It was the most stunning thing. And then she put it like on a box that she had painted a similar color. I will send her a message and ask if I can post it here, if she will allow me. If she says yes or gets back with me or whatever, I'll put a picture of it here. But so I decided while I was at the Tinsmith's Wife to get some linen to see if this would work. So I haven't tried it out yet. I'm looking for the name of it. I don't even know the name. Where's my name of it? I don't know. Now I've lost it. I'll have to ask Wendy what it is. Ooh, it looks ugly on here now. It doesn't look that ugly, I promise. It's really a pretty color. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it's looking really ugly, and it doesn't even look green. It looks super green. Okay, here's the thing. When I watch this back, the colors are never the same. You ought to see it. I'll let you know if this is actually what it's looking to me like. It's this part. This is actually like a brown color, but right now what I see in my phone, it looks like neon green. Oh, it doesn't look like that in real life. Okay, so it's like a greenish blue, more blue than green, and then the darker spots are all like a brown color. That's not what I see. Anyway, so hopefully it comes out, but I'm going to restitch it on this, and hopefully it'll turn out as pretty as the ladies from Instagram. If I don't hear back from her, I won't post it, but you can go on Instagram and look for it. I'm sure you can find it. Well, if you're better than I am, because I can never find anything, but okay. My magnet. So, all right. I think that's all of those. Give me a second. I'm going to put all this away, and then I'm going to start pulling out of my cabinet over here. Okay, so here we go. I think I have them in alphabetical order. So, from Designer. So this one is the Plantation Sampler, because I put it first because I got it from 1884 Stitchery, and I think that's the name of it. And this one is so pretty, but it's like I already have how many big samplers in my basket over there. I can't, put them all. I mean, I can, but anyway, this one is beautiful. You can get it from 1884 Stitcher. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, Stitchery. 1884stitchery.com. 1884. Yeah, that's right. It says that it's Donna Vermillion Giampa was the designer, I think. So, but I put it under 1884, so it's at the beginning, because that's where I purchased it. So, I'm just using the called for DMCs, 40 count oatmeal, and look how pretty this looks. Oh, that pink on there is so beautiful. So that's how far I had gotten on my start. The next one, I don't think I'm going to pull out the floss. I'll just tell you what I'm using. See if that speeds this process up any. So if you look, the ones that are left on this side are ones that I have kitted up that I want to start. So anything, and that's what all these are up here. So when I'm in I want to start something, I can just come over here and pull it. Now I have a whole other, an antique piece of furniture where I keep all of my other kitted items. So anyway, the next one is Birds of a Feather, My Betrothed Sampler. This one is so sweet and just so cute. And I like the sentiments. I know some people don't, but that's fine. But look how tiny her little waist and his legs that are like as long as the horse's. It's just sweet. It's just really sweet. So I have this one, and I am using the DMC. This is one that I started originally right here, 2/2. Didn't like my stitches. Came down here, tried 1/2, right here and right here. Didn't like my stitches. Came over here, started at 1/1, said that's the one I like. So that's as much as I've gotten done because I couldn't decide how I wanted to stitch it. This is being stitched on 32 count Sand Belfast, and I could just restart it on another piece, but we'll see. There's a whole lot of stitching on here, just not enough that I can use. This one is beautiful. This is, here's the designer. Look, you can tell my Dr. Pepper spilled right here. I'm assuming this is the name of the chart. And it's a beautiful picture, but wait till you see it. And well, even on, I don't know if you can tell in a video how pretty it is either, but this one is so pretty. I'm stitching this one with the called for DMC. Uh-oh, I lost my paper. That's okay. This is on 28 count Country Mocha. And I'm stitching it 1/1. You can see that's the pin stitch where I started that one. Oh, so beautiful. So that one is another one. I told myself when I finished some of my Misty's Christmas ones, I'll pull that one out. So then Hands Across the Sea. I always have a bunch of these. This is Maria Ewan. She was the Queen of the May. And I started it, and she is beautiful. She really is just beautiful. I love this hill. Oh my, I love this hill. And I told myself I couldn't have 20 Hands Across the Sea things out. So she was one of the ones that I put. I'm stitching her with 103s of Veriswas. And this is how far I've gotten. Isn't that pretty? But I put it away because I started on Hannah. Oh, I didn't show you Hannah. She's in my WIPs. Where's my Hannah chart? Okay, well, I'll have to go back because Hannah is my Hands Across the Sea that I kept out. I have her linen right here. This is funny because in my last time I videoed it, I couldn't find her chart either. I really enjoy stitching on Hannah Campbell. This one is another one I'm stitching with 103s. This is Eliza Martha Linfoot. Again, I love these. Aren't they so cute? Hands Across the Sea, samplers. This one was a stitch along, and I'm one of those that I'll start it, and as soon as I get behind, I'm like done. So I try not to stitch anything that a whole lot of people are stitching on because I just can never keep up. So this is really beautiful though, and I bought it as a kit. So I'm guessing this is 46. It's either 46 or 56. I'm pretty sure it's 46. This is how far I've gotten. Again, when I picked my Hands Across the Sea to keep out, that's just one that I love these. I just have to focus better. This is Sarah Borton, again, Hands Across the Sea. These pink flowers are so pretty, and I love the vine, the leaves on those vines, and I love this scene down here as well. This one, hold on, okay, I'm stitching with DMCs. So I have the 40 count Wren. And look at the yellow. Oh, it's so pretty. I started right here on the eyelets. It's just so pretty. Then, Hands Across the Sea. This is Fanny Bramley. And I love this border. The border is just amazing. It's very geometric. So I'm stitching this with the 103s on 46 count Biscotti by Color and Cotton. And this is my progress. That border. And she gives it two ways, the border, because the little girl, Fanny, who I'm assuming, I don't remember if she's a little girl or a lady, but Fanny, when she stitched it, her corners did not meet up. It only met up, I think, in one corner. But she also gave you charted if you wanted to stitch it. So it is correct, and I'm stitching it that way because it would drive me crazy. The next one is Hands Across the Sea. This is Memories of the Past. And I'm not a purple person, but this one, something about it calls me. And I love the sentiment on it. If you haven't read it, you really need to. It's really pretty. This one I'm stitching with the 103s by Vera Soie. I have a teeny tiny little start. I'm looking to see if I have the label on my linen. I can't find it. It's probably, if somebody needs to know, just let me know and I can find it. It's probably in my bag. So it's just a teeny tiny start. It's on 46 count something. Okay. Don't have time to root through my bags. Ow! Just got poked. The next one is Hands Across the Sea. I think this is the Easter start. Amy Fisher, yes. This is the one that says, Father, forgive them, right here, for they know not what they do. I started this on Easter. I remember that. Thought it was perfect. And it's really a pretty sampler. This one is a PDF that I had bought. And I'm stitching it with DMCs on 40 count affogato. Aren't they pretty? I just wanted you to see the colors. So pretty. Okay. Oh, this is not affogato. Yeah, it is. That's what it says. It doesn't look like the other piece I have. Okay. I digress. Anyway, so 40 count affogato. And this is how far I've gotten. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second, put these up, pull the next ones out. Okay. I had one more hands across the sea. This one is Margaret Doyle, and this one is an exclusive that Kitten Stitcher, Teresa Vanette at shakespearespeddler.com had as an exclusive. I bought the kit from her, and I started it. I'm stitching it with 46 count that was in the kit. This is the linen that came with the kit, and this is how far I've gotten. Okay, my daughter's calling. Hold on. Okay, my daughter called, so I had to stop and talk to her for a while. So I finished my hands across the sea, so now I'm on to heartstring samplery. And this is his eye is on the sparrow. This one is so gigantic that I put it in the cabinet because I knew there was a bunch of big samplers, not as big as this one, that I want to finish first. This one I had purchased as a pattern like this, and it was difficult to read. So if you have a choice, get the one that's in the booklet form. I like that one better. Here's my progress. It's so pretty. I think this one's a fox and rabbit. I really like these flowers right here. Hold on one second. I usually leave the paper on the fabric so I don't have this problem, but it's a huge piece of fabric. Okay, I don't see it. Hold on. Nope, it's Tabby Cat. Creme Brulee, Tabby Cat linen. It's getting later in the afternoon, so my light may be going. But I'm going to get this finished so I can get this up. So my next one is just stitching along. Let's see. Yes, just stitching along Miss Lucy Calcutt. I've started this one, I think, in 2019. I know all I've done is the center. I wanted to start because I loved the geometric center right here. I thought that was really pretty. So that's all I've done. Let's see. Yeah, 2019. I started it June 24th, 2019, in my jubilant June I used to do. I'm stitching it on 40 count antique cotton. And like I said, it's in the middle. So that's all I have. The next one is Little House Needleworks. This is the Early American series. And I started with Betsy Ross. I'm stitching this over one. I don't remember on what. Let me look. On 28 count vintage exemplar. And I have the called for floss. And I'm stitching it one over one. And all I've done is that right there. That's all. I told myself I'm not going to work on this one until I finish Kringles. So the next one is Owl Forest embroidery. It's called Southern Land. I started this one, it was either 2019, hold on, what? Not in 2012. My husband said in 2012. Wasn't stitching in 2012. Didn't start stitching until 2019, I think, or 2018. December of 2018. So it's called Southern Lands. It's a PDF. And then I did a color conversion. I stopped this one. It's beautiful. But it was my first time to ever stitch the negative space. The negative space be the main. You'll see in a second. But I'm stitching it on 40 count espresso and just NPI silks that I picked out for the colors. So this is what I meant. So the design is the negative, and I was having a difficult time with the counting of it. So I put it away, told myself to get some more stitching experience, and then I'll go back to it because it's so pretty. Thought I'd drop the thread, but I got it. This one is one that I hope to finish this fall. I'll probably start on it in September because I really like stitching on this one last year. I started this one last year. It's the Gather In by Plum Street Samplery. And I'm pretty samplers. I don't know if I did all the words, but I know I started on the house and these stars here and this star here on the barn. I'm in this area right here. I really enjoyed this stitch. This one I'm stitching on 46 count color and cotton. I really would like to get to their store, which I think is in Missouri. So I may take a long weekend one weekend and go up there I think it would be really fun. So that's how far. So all I have is Gather. I couldn't remember how many of the words I had finished. I don't think it'll be finished by this fall, but it'd be nice if it was. Then I have another Plum Street. This one is Crowned Bird Sampler. And you can tell it was in a vinyl bag. You can see where it got hot and stuck to the vinyl. This one is so pretty. So very, very pretty. This one I'm stitching with Belsois silks. Are they all Belsois? No, some are NPIs. 40 count summer khaki. I started it in 2019. My husband was in there getting supper, so he's gone now. Then this is how much I have finished. I really like stitching on this one too. Okay. The next one is another Plum Street. This one is Adam Names the Animals. I know I'm somewhere over here. There's like a little frog right here. I'm just doing the top of this tree is as far as I've gotten. I feel like I'm too far away. I'm hurting my back. Let me scooch up closer. Then you can see all my wrinkles. Okay. This one I'm stitching on 40 count Mocha Beige. And that's how much I've gotten. Then the Sampler House. She doesn't put the name on the front. Hold on. She has them on little cards. So this one, I started 2/2 and then I changed it. I'm stitching it 1/1 on 28 count, like from Hobby Lobby. That's what I usually do hers on. So this is how far I've gotten with my 1/1 restart. Then this is and I've shown this so many times, but these are the ugly stitches when I started it to begin with. Oh, those are so fat and ugly. So the Sampler Company is one of my favorites to do over one. Them and Long Dog samplers. work really well. Okay, then looks like the Scarlet House. I'm trying to pull the chart out. Yes, the Scarlet House. This is Martha Evans. This was the stitch along for Brenda. I lost her name. Brenda's big birthday sal. That's the hashtag for it. Martha Evans. This one I was doing on Sundays when I watched Brenda and Laura, but I haven't watched them in a while. Well, they haven't had videos, and I don't think they watch my channel, but Laura, you've been in my prayers. So this one I am stitching on 56 count parchment with the 103s. And this is as far as I've gotten. The stitches are so pretty. Not because I stitched them, but because of the way they're charted. It sounded a little cocky, didn't it? No, 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 no conceit. Okay, here we go. And this is the last one, then I'll go get another pile. So this one is also the Scarlet House. This is Jane Cowie. I can't wait to do this down here. I'm stitching this with the NPIs. And you can tell this is the only one that I've used so far, because this is what I do with my NPIs. I buy these little wooden spools, and so then they can be on a spool. And so then I write on it which NPI it is. And I just had a little teeny tiny start, and it's right here. This one, I can't remember why. I don't have my book with me. I started this for like a special occasion, like a birthday or I have to look at my notes. All right, I'll be right back. Let me put these out and I'll get the others. Okay, I'm trying to beat the light. Here we go. So this is a Scarlet House, A Perfect World. I love when she uses the black and white in her design with a little bit of red in it. It's just so beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Just, I may change a word or two, but other than that, it's perfect. So this one is one that I had since it came out. And finally I was like, Jennifer, you've got to start it. Just start it. So I started it. I'm stitching it on 40 count light exemplar Lakeside. And I just have the called for, and all I've done, called for floss, all I did was put in the black at the bottom. Just to say I started it. Then we move on to the Scarlet Letter. This one is Jane Howell. I love yellow. I love yellow. I love yellow with blue. So this is Scarlet Letter. I think this one I started the day my son got married. I think. This is me trying to remember. So I have MPIs. And of course it was his wedding day, so it's not like I had a whole lot of time to stitch. But this one, 46 count beige by Weeks Dye Works. And is that the front or the back? That's the front. Here is my teeny tiny start. The next one is Teresa Kogut's. This one I started, this is Teresa's, I'm a patron of Teresa's, and I'm tier 4, which means I'm part of the stitch along. I finished her first stitch along that she had. It's framed over there on my bookshelf. And so I started this one, and then I was like, I don't think my stitches look right. So then I just stopped doing it. Well, now we're almost to the end. This will be released. next month will be the last clue, and then like a month or two after that, she said, I think she'll release it. So sometime it'll be released soon. But it's called Simple Life. So super cute. But then I looked at it again because I was going to like unkit the kit, put everything up, and then I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I don't really mind it. It's okay. So this is on 40 count white clay by Fox and Rabbit. And I think the stitches are okay. And the color palette's just really sweet. And my needle's about to fall out. So that one, I know I won't work on for a while, but I did like it, so I kept it. I was unkitting things, and that was one of the ones that I thought I was going to unkit. But this is one that I started, and then I restarted it. So this is Land That I Love, and this is Teresa Kogut, and it's beautiful. And I started it, did not like it. So then I did a color conversion, 100 threes. And I think I've shown this before, but I took like each of the, I sat on Wendy's floor at the Tinsmith's Wife. I took the DMC color and I went and I had all of her boxes of 103s at the time. That's how she had them. And I looked for the 103 that would match. So that took a while. So I got that done. So now I just need to get back to stitching it. So I stitched a little corner and I thought it looked great. And so this one, it's 46 count. I can't tell, it's so dark. My living room is very dark. In fact, I'm sitting right here where there's a window here, but here we go. It's 56 count Confederate gray. So I thought it was Confederate gray, but it's dark in here, so I wasn't 100% sure. I'm trying to get through before we lose the light. Okay, next one. Oh, anytime Pam of Just Keep Stitching starts something like a Sal, I always jump in. I never can keep up because that woman, her needle must have a motor. So this is one that I started, and I do want to finish it. At some point, I will get it finished. And this is the I'll Be Home Sal that she had. And so I started it. I finished the July, and I think the August, I have started putting in the white. And this is from Twin Peak Primitives. And I'm stitching this on 28 count over 1 that like I got at Hobby Lobby, but I dyed it. Like here's the one that I started with the white, and I dyed it. It's blue. It looks like a cloud. Hopefully you can see that. So this is the one that I finished. So I stitched it 1 over 1, and I love those eagles. So that's as far as I got on that one, and then everybody seemed to be running away with it, and I thought, nope, this is why I can't stitch when everybody else is stitching, but it's fine. I have it, so I can get back to it. All right, the next one is Twin Peak Primitives, and I love this one. This is the one you bought to be eligible to go on the trip. I think the first time they went, or maybe the second time they got canceled. I don't know, but I just wanted the chart. So this one I actually ordered from Keepsakes. I don't think I ordered this because it's a PDF. So I think I just got it kitted up. I called, they kitted it, pulled. I asked them to do a color conversion to silk, and they did, and it's just beautiful. So it's with MPI. It's on 46 count cream linen that they picked out, and they did an MPI conversion for me. Beautiful colors, beautiful colors. Some of them kind of, I'm like, ooh, that's bright, but it's the color it's supposed to be. And it's 46 count. It just says cream linen. It doesn't say anything else. So, and look at this. Those colors look just amazing on this linen. So I have that one that I would love to see. The next one is another stitch along that Pam started. And of course she's now finished. So this is, what is it called? It's the trilogy, or this is the 3 that are in the pattern or in the chart. I've started this one. It's called American Trilogy. Twin Peak Primitives. And I'm using the DMC. And again, this, oh no, this one is not. This one is 28 count stone. And this is how far, and I'm doing it 1/1. 1/1. So pretty. So again, Pam took off and I was like, well, phooey hooey. So now that she's finished, I guess I can get back to work on it. I don't feel so inadequate. Judging yourself next to her is never a good thing. So, all right. Okay, now all I have left then are the things that I have that are series. I'm just going to put these here. And I'm going to reach over here. I'm not even going to pause. Whoa, don't fall out. One moment. Okay. I didn't want the others to fall out. Okay. So, is this one? Yes. These are all the ones that I'm considering series. These are some of the ones that I started in the 12 by 12 that Kia B and Pam did. And this is the series From the Heart, the Quaker Monthly. These I all did conversions like to silk. So, for example, here are my NPIs that I picked out for January. And then, oh, does it have my, where's my card? Let me see if it's in my fabric. I don't know. Looks like 46 count something, but this is as far as I got because I had an hour to stitch, and this is, and I haven't stitched on it since. I really need to, but I have not. The next series, this is a 3 chart series by Karen Kluba of Rosewood Manor, and I started on the Whittlesford Cottage, I'm guessing. I'm doing these all in one long row. I have no idea how I will ever display it, but I just thought that would be super cool if they were all in a row because they all look like that, so they could butt up against each other. Wouldn't that be cute? Anyway, I'm stitching this one on, oh, this is 40 count Autumn Gold. I actually got this when I was at the Silver Needle. They had it and they said they weren't dyeing it anymore, so they were just selling it as one big chunk. So I have one big chunk of it, and this is as far as I've got. Oh, you can see my pin stitch right there I haven't cut off, and that's where I am. Okay, and I'm using the DMC, called for DMC. The next one, this one is the only other one that I actually ever think about just randomly, like I do the Quaker Garden. No, In My Garden. What is it? The Hello from Liz Matthews. This one is the Prairie Schooler ABCs, and I'm stitching these all on one piece of fabric, 1/1. I'm stitching it on, is it on the fabric? Nope. Let me look at my bag. I have the called for DMC. Oh, I can't find my paper. If you'd like to know, I can let you know, but I don't see it. Okay. Trying not to take so long. And I started with the A, and this is how far I've gotten. So pretty. That's another one. Some of these I have are the cardstock and some are just the reprint. So the next one is Prairie Schooler Months. And I started with January in the 12 by 12. So I'm stitching the big one, of course. I don't know why, but I do. And this is January. So, and I started with this full coverage box rectangle right here, and I worked my way over. This one looks like doubloon. Oh, I should have brought my paper over. It's sand, actually, 40 count sand. And I don't think it's enough to do all of them, but it's enough to do probably 8 of them or so. And they don't have to be the same. They're not going to be out at the same time. So that's as far as I've gotten. I think my problem is I have so many things that are like monthly series. In my mind, I think of, when I look at all of them, I think, oh, if I just do one a month. Well, yeah, but you've got 12 of them. That means 12 a month. Anyway, okay, next one is also Prairie Schoolers. It's the Santas. I need to make sure I have the 2023. I don't know if I have to check. Anyway, I wanted to start with the 1991 because that is the year my first child was born. But I discovered on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, when I was doing my 12 by 12, I didn't have that chart. Because some of them, I don't have the cards, I have them like in this. And so I'm doing the 1999 Santa. I think it's the one with the gingerbreads. Yes. This one right here. That is when my twins were born. So I went ahead and pulled that one out. And I am actually doing a color conversion. I know it's Prairie Schooler. Just don't send me hate mail. But I'm doing it to Belle Soie. I picked out these colors. I like the deeper colors. And I also picked out, this is 40 count Havana. So it's very dark. I like dark. So this is how far I've gotten on this Santa. I don't really like stitching on these. I know people are like, oh, I love these Santas. I just couldn't get into it. So I tried it a few times after. You can see the variegation in the silk. I tried it a few times after New Year's Eve, and I just never could get into the rhythm. So I thought one day I'll be able to pick it up and it'll go. So I love the floss. I love the linen. I love the design. Just something about it wasn't working for me. So, but that's okay. It'll come one day. It'll come. So that is all. Oh, I do need to show you my Hannah Campbell. Hannah Campbell is a stitch along, of course, and I've gotten behind, so now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. But it's, when I had time and I was working on it, it became very addictive. And this is how far I've gotten, and I've got working threads going because I'm doing 2 at the same time. And this one is on 56 count using the 46 count using the 103s. When I was at Hobby House, one of the main things I wanted to get there was the Surfine to do the 1/1 on 46 count. And they were out. So I will be contacting Needle in a Haystack and see if I can get that from them, because I think they had some also. It's so pretty and so much fun to stitch. So, but I did this one way back whenever they started. I don't know when that was. A month ago, 2 months ago. Everything is a long time ago. So that's Hannah Campbell. I just don't have the chart right here next to me. And those are all of my WIPs. That's it. Can you believe it? I mean, I know some of y'all are thinking, holy moly, that's a lot of WIPs. But for me, I really thought I'd have over 100. And I do not. So now I have, let me look at I have about 2 hours until bedtime. So I'm going to go stitch. Oh, I still got to do laundry and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But in between, I'm going to stitch. All right, Flosstube. So before I just start rambling, I'm going to let you go. Please keep in mind that kids are going back to school. Keep them in your prayers. Keep them in your thoughts. And that we all have a wonderful school year. I hope that I am able to touch all of my children in a way that will stay with them the rest of their lives and make them a positive member of society. That's my goal. I mean, I love math, and I hope they learn to love math, and I hope I impart mathematical knowledge, but in the grand scheme of things, I want them to be positive people and contribute in a positive way to our society. So please keep teachers and kids all in your prayers. Safety, all the things. And be careful with school buses. Will be running again too. So, all right, y'all. Until next time, be kind to each other. Bye, Flosstube.